Salutations across all nations, and good evening, morning, noon, or night, AWE Universe. On behalf of the AWA, I'd like to apologize for the unfortunate scene that you were exposed to this past Friday on Friday Night Inferno. Over the course of the last week, I've been tested both physically and emotionally as a reporter and as a human being. So here tonight, I'd like to make an official retraction. You see, 1 week ago I reported that the members of the organization housed by the buildings that were lit ablaze this past week were peaceful protesters, as I was told when interviewing their leader. What happened Friday was not the work of peaceful protesters. It was not the work of activists. It was an act of terror. Dropping the role of journalist just for a moment and speaking candidly as a human being. Even if Sun Davy were somehow behind this fire incident, Taylor had nothing to do with what happened. Neither of them deserved what fate allotted them this past Friday. Taylor's concussion, Sun Davy's broken neck, broken arm, slipped vertebrae. What happened was an inhumane act of unadulterated cruelty that no one should ever have to suffer. And lastly, dropping the role of a human being, dropping the role of a common man and adopting the role of a family member, the role of a cousin. Amon, I now know that Sun Davy wasn't your only victim these past few months. And while I am no fighter, I have a strong affinity for karmic intervention, karmic justice. And I know one day you will get yours. And so I'll pray for you. But the only prayer that I'll be saying for you is that you personally feel the hell that you've put your victims through 1,000-fold. And with my heart and mind clear, welcome to AWE Rebellion. And once again, I extend greetings to all in attendance tonight for AWE Rebellion. We have had a very trying time over the last couple of days. That being said, I have agreed to be an interim commentator for the AWE until my twin cousin is able to resume his duties in this commentary role. He is currently non-responsive. As I mentioned earlier, he's got a broken arm, broken neck, a slipped vertebrae. He's in critical condition. But the doctors, they're hopeful that he will fulfill. And so I remain strong with all of you as well, with that same. That being said, we do have a show, and the show must go on. I've got a lot of notes. I've talked to all of the competitors who are scheduled to fight tonight, except very clearly the one who was answering the open challenge put on by Miss Merrin, your AWE champion. Should be one heck of a show. I think I'm ready, and I'm gonna try and continue to be ready. So please, bear with me if I make any mistakes. If I miss anything that, you know, may have gone a little cuckoo wacky that I don't know about. As I take you here and now to the Rebellion Arena. As we're greeted with messages from your general managers, Navia and Maskoto. As yes, as the stars go. I know where that button is. Yes, as the stars go. Black. And there's our general managers. I've talked to them a lot yesterday and this morning. We're all becoming a little bit more active parts of the show. And which is true. Sundavy's done a lot. He's done a lot for the AWE. A tough job. Could not have said it better myself, Maskoto. It is on. Not like he's dead, but he is sure out. Champion versus champion match. It's gonna be a good one. I can't wait to see that one. I'm sorry. Oh, not this guy. He's not supposed to be here tonight. That's the guy I interviewed. That's the guy who said he was a peaceful protester. An absolute menace to society is more like it. What is he doing here? Hasn't he caused enough trouble here in the AWE? Yeah, he does have some nerve coming here. Immediately. Whichever one Q-Taro doesn't choose is mine. Yeah, he doesn't have any right to demand one of the two champions. Whoa. What do you mean the match is his? Well, I don't understand. Oh, okay, hold on. He's stopping him. How far I'll go to protect the places that I love. Huh. Huh. Stars. Well then, huh? I can't say that I love the idea of Amon challenging for a world championship after what he's done. But if it will stop this cycle of violence, then perhaps it's for the best. Regardless, all eyes will be on our main event. It's champion versus champion, Makoto versus Mondo. Q-Taro will make his decision by the end of the night, and they will fight on AWE's Black Friday event, the first event on the countdown to Fistmas. That being said, let's go ahead and let's begin our show. We have a fatal 5-way gauntlet match, and that match will determine just who will go on to fight Mitarai one-on-one for the Fight Forever Championship. I'm excited to find out. Well, it could be Mitarai. I believe that Fight Forever Championship is scheduled to be defended this Saturday at OC Revolution. So keep that in mind as we go on and as we start this show. The gauntlet match as the stars go. Black. 5 competitors. Oh, he gets to explain it. That's excellent. I love that.
The rules of the match
Oh, there's a ruby red car parked in the arena. We love to see that as well.
In the ring, when one superstar is eliminated, a new superstar enters. Eliminations can occur by pinfall, submission, or disqualification.
Okay, so no countouts. I was kind of curious about that.
Until one superstar remains, and that superstar will be declared.
Like, what would happen if it was a double countout? Huh? I'm not sure, but allow me to peek through my notes as these competitors come out. Who's first? The no quarter catch crew. It is Nugget. I can tell you about, I've actually sat down with each of the competitors in this gauntlet match. As I said earlier, I've sat down with everybody here tonight for as long as I could to get their general feel, their motivations. Nugget is very happy to be competing here in the AWE. We actually got along very well. He refers to me as the Red AV. I tried very hard to explain to him that I'm not Navy, but he said Nugget does not understand the Red AV's words, so I just went along with it. He is very excited to continue his battling here in the AWE, hopefully able to afford a championship, get a championship bonus, and build a real-life Nugget cave backstage. Those are his goals, his motivations. And you know what? He's a good kid. I hope to see it through. I hope he sees it through. And following him, music. Ryoma. This man has a long list of accolades. I had no idea. Former Mr. Royal Crown of the AWE. Former AWE champion. Former Fight Forever champion. He's got a lot under his belt. That being said, could he earn a second opportunity at this belt, a second reign with this belt, rather? He beat Mark Hendry for this belt. Let's see if he's able to earn a shot. And here's the thing, oh my goodness, pushed over the cameraman. That was a little uncalled for. And laughs at him. I didn't know he had a mean streak like this. We got along very well backstage. He kept saying he still has a long ways to go, which I believe is the name of his finisher. I also have those listed here as well. It's actually not on this page. There we go. There's the page of those finishers. Let me see. Long ways to go, and the Nugget Cave-In is what we're going to be looking for in this matchup. As I had to call it. I think it's the first time I've ever called a match here at AW Rebellion. Oh, that's Clyde. Love that guy. Both going for big moves there. A drop kick and some sort of something that Ryoma was doing. They're holding each other's ears. More than likely not lovingly. Maybe they're both trying to help each other hear the ocean as they get separated. And a punch right to the chest. As we're seeing a kick to the leg, weakening the legs. These are two very short individuals. They might be the two. In fact, when I think about one-on-one matches, this may be, as far as I know, probably at least in the matches that I've called, this may be collectively the shortest one-on-one that we've ever seen in the AWE. Shortest combined height kick to the back of the head. Ryoma stomping on the foot. I'm sorry, that's Nugget. Nugget is stomping on the foot of Ryoma. I'm sorry, I'm going to get these names confused a lot tonight. Please bear with me. Off the ropes. Ooh, drop kick, but it does not connect. Ryoma, however, lifted up by Nugget and instead turns it into a Rana into a pinfall. But not even down for one. The strategy here in a match like this is to not take unexpected bumps like that. If you can control how much you bump, you can save some stamina, save some damage. And when you have 3 more competitors in this gauntlet match, you want to go all the way. You got to retain a lot of that HP, a lot of that health, a lot of that stamina is turned around and a shot right to the jaw. Stomp to the arm. Nugget's really wailing it away at the former AWE champion, Ryoma. Nugget made his debut at AV Mania 4, double axe handle. From the top rope into the pinfall. This is what we were talking about. If he's able to get him down early, without wasting any sort of time, it could be as good as gone, but right now, Nugget's calling for the former king to get up. Former king, actually, according to my notes, that's what they referred to Ryoma as he drops him right down. Oh, and even catches his foot. This Nugget, he's actually way better in the ring than I had anticipated. And I should have known better because I believe Nugget won one match at AV Mania 4, but there's that Ryoma walking the ropes, misses that drop kick again. And Nugget looking to take advantage. Has him by the arm. Won't let Ryoma go, but Ryoma hits him, kicks him right in the kneecap. And now Ryoma, former king, is fighting back. Shot to the gut and drops him. That move I don't know if I like too much. It brings back some bad memories to Friday. It's a little too reminiscent of that move that Yosuke used on Sunday. That being said, lifting up. Oh, but reversal. He went up and down and flippity-doo into the pinfall. One. But reverses the pin right back into another one for one. For two. He kicked out at 2.5. Excellent work by these two gentlemen. Hold on. Kicks him into the ropes. Seen a move like this before. I believe it's called the 619. Didn't go for it, though. Instead calls for Nugget to get up. Will he stand tall or will he face defeat off the ropes? This time hitting a top rope move. Hurricane Rana Nugget forced to roll out of the ring. Ryoma not letting him have any opportunity to breathe. Duck that. Thrown onto the ropes and flapjack down. Ryoma's now starting to come alive in this matchup, running with that forearm, Nugget clutching at his jaw, and the pinfall for one. But still just one. This kindergartner has a whole lot of heart and a whole lot of goo in his system, actually. Couple kicks. A low DDT. As he continues to stomp and elbow away, but Nugget able to roll away at the last second. Flying forearm. Lifted right back up. And tossed. All around the outside. And there's no count to bring them back into the ring. They could fight out here as long as they want to, I guess. I'm not sure if that benefits Ryoma or Nugget. I think in this case it might be starting to benefit Ryoma. As a DDT lands on a Nugget's head. Ryoma's got a signature and a finisher. And Nugget doesn't have either. But right now he does have the momentum in his favor. Ryoma's still down on the ground. If he's able to hit one more big move, Nugget might have a signature lined up for him. And it looks like he may be thinking about that big move. No, he went into the ring and then out of the ring and onto the top rope. Nugget, that's a little bit of far ways away. Gets back down. Maybe he was just doing some calisthenics as he's up and into a bulldog. Maybe all of the extra movements there confused Ryoma like it confused me. And he stood back up. Ryoma ready for him, turns him around, and I believe that is the long ways to go by Ryoma. He goes up and over and sits down into the pinfall, but Nugget didn't burn resiliency there. Ryoma realizing how much of a threat Nugget could be. Big clothesline. Big clothesline by the little man to the small child. Into the corner. What does the former king have in store? We won't find out as Nugget turns him around. Kicks him almost below the belt. Little close there. Powerbomb, or rather just lets him fly. Lets gravity do the work for him. Lifted back up again. Nugget dragging. Ryoma to the corner. Ryoma, however, looks like he's about to put Nugget away. And again, hold on a minute. Nugget a couple shots to the head. To that hat of Ryoma. Up and bulldog. He's stunned. He's stunned and Nugget has a signature and a finisher. What is he thinking here? Whatever he's thinking, he's removed the turnbuckle. That can't be good news for the former king. He's got a red body. He's got a red head. And he might be like a red arrow connecting to the head. He's climbing top rope again. Big old splash by a kindergarten. It actually probably didn't hurt that much. It's like if a 6 or 7 year old just jumped on you. Unless you're, like, I don't know, your ribs are purely exposed, it's not going to hurt that much. And now both of these small competitors are busted open and may have woken the king up. As a drop kick to the knee continues to wear down Nugget. But Nugget not yielding. Up and over again with that bulldog. Bouncing the head of the king of Ryoma. Went for a flying punch. Did not connect. And Ryoma calling for something. Off the ropes. Went for a bulldog, it looked like, but he rolls out of the way now. Ryoma catches a combination on Nugget. Drop kick to the chest. Crawling to the corner. Say it ain't so as an elbow collides with the nose up on the shoulders. What is Nugget thinking here? Go to sleep. GTS out of nowhere for Nugget for 1, 2, and Ryoma doesn't burn resiliency. Nugget still catches the leg. That's incredible, and I think he was thinking about potentially that Nugget cave-in, but it did not happen in that instant. Instead, Clyde's fixing that turnbuckle. Nugget walks over to the middle rope. Double axe handle right to the spine. Nugget lifting Ryoma back up. Not using either of those finishers. I do want to point out he's close to having 3. Rolled out of the way. Off the ropes. Big body splash. Well, maybe not big body splash. It was a little body splash. But against someone... Oh, wait a minute. Reversal of the finisher. And the Nugget cave-in lands. Reversed hold on a minute. Reversed the long ways to go into the Nugget cave-in. And Nugget's now feeling like he's on top of the world. Ryoma's starting to feel like, what is Nugget thinking here? It almost looked like a riptide, but instead sent him on a trip up and a down and all around. Dragged over to the corner, face up right onto that turnbuckle. Nugget still keeps trying to set up for something. I wish I knew what it was. He's coming to the top rope. It looks like we might find out in a moment. Calling for Kang Ryoma to stand up. Oh my gosh, at the top rope! Cave-in! Holds his fists to the sky, and it might be 3 at this point. 1, 2. Oh my goodness gracious. Like a couple of Rock'em Sock'em robots, these two will not stop the fight until one of them knocks their head clean off. That's what it feels like it's gonna take as that flying forearm again connects with Nugget. And Ryoma has tried this twice. Nugget's been able to counter it twice, but this time Nugget gets dropped right on his dome. And that's 1, that's 2, and that's still not resiliency. What is this kid made of? Maybe it's that goo that we were talking about. Beautiful move, sitting on the ropes and then bouncing back to hit a splash. And now it's Ryoma who's removing the turnbuckle. Is there some sort of key to removing these? Wait a minute. He walked over to potentially try and cheat, and Nugget rolled him up, and he rolled him up for 2.9. I thought he had him. I certainly and sincerely thought he had him. Went for a double stomp there. Clyde's fixing that turnbuckle. Oh my gosh, tripped him up. I think the bottom of his neck connected with that bottom rope as well. Ryoma watching. Nugget slowly getting up to his feet. Able to stop himself there, but now falls victim to long ways to go. Yo, these two are putting on a little bit of a wrestling classic as a kick out connects. No resiliency for either of these two men, and I gotta tell you, you gotta imagine that there's not gonna be a winner between these two in this gauntlet. Stood up to one knee. Off of the ropes, drop kick, but Nugget swats him out of the way. Looking to behead a king. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, but there's no crown on him anymore. Turned around. Aggressively sends him into the corner. What is he thinking here? And reverses with a clothesline. Oh my gosh. But reverses right back. Ryoma still on his feet. Combinations trying to put Nugget away. If he lands this, and he might be stunned, he is. Nugget's desperately trying to crawl into the corner. Knows that a pin there may have been all she wrote. Oh, but Ryoma saying, you've crawled into the wrong corner, and I'm gonna send you on a trip. Wheelbarrow bulldog from the top. Drives his face into the ground for 1, for 2, and that's all she wrote. Incredible move to end the match tonight, but he's got Ryoma's fighting a whole lot of children. This is still collectively likely the shortest match we've ever had, not in terms of length of time, but in terms of height. A battle of the shorties as Gin looks to potentially get his title back as well, but walks right into long ways to go. Is he gonna sneak this victory very quickly? 1, 2. Gin kicks out. Kicks out at 2. Up to the middle rope. Double axe to the heart. Ryoma's got to keep the pressure on. Knows that this is a strong former champion. Not just former champion in tag team action. Former champion in the Fight Forever division. Yes. Just recently lost it actually at Brawloween according to my notes. Gin Ibushi off the ropes. Ryoma proving to everyone why he was a king at one point in the AWE. Could he put away Gin very quickly? Gin gets drop kicked in the knee. Now I don't know Gin's history in Gauntlet matches, but Ryoma is bleeding profusely from the head. So I got to imagine that's got to give him some advantage, but right now he is showing some grit and determination. If he's able to hit long ways to go again, and it lands. 2 finishers in a row, that might be enough for 1, for 2. It is resiliency. Is he going to put away the former champion with relative ease? Is he going to run this gauntlet match? Clothesline from Gin. Gin this time, looks like that last long ways to go. It woke him up. Off the ropes, drop kick. And you got to imagine there might be a world where Gin rages up. Gets that finisher immediately. Hits that cat's claw, I believe. But Ryoma, this has not landed a lot in the last match, but this time, running the ropes, he gets him. Stood up. Oh, but look at this. Ryoma going for the signature there, and it did not pay off. Instead, punches him in the back, and Gin trying to pick up a quick victory here, and he does it. Former King has the will of a beast. As these two are now exchanging blows, this may be exactly what the King wanted. If he can win this exchanging blows off, if he can get more wins than the former champion, Ryoma might be right back in this, but right now it is even between these two strikers hitting lefts and rights. But Ryoma catches it, fires back with another shot, catches the other one for Gin. But Gin fires back as well. And now these two basically evened up, but who will get the advantage? Ryoma's head injured. Trying to drag him over to the ropes. Ladies and gentlemen, looking for some sort of slam. I'm not entirely sure what he's doing here. This isn't in my notes. That wasn't in my notes, but it was apparently a signature 1-2, and he got Ryoma. And I want to point out, more importantly, even though he's lost resiliency, he's got 2 finishers. And from one former champion to another. The last one, Gin, former Fight Forever champion, lost at Brawloween. Former AWE champion here, Fulgent, lost at Brawloween. Fulgent making sure not to get hit with a strike immediately. Instead, a knee strike lands on Gin. Lifted right back up. Fulgent, a man of many rumbles, says to himself if he needs to enter the Rumble again to have his AV Mania shot again, he will do just that. This year, he says, if I can get in there, I'm planning to win the whole thing. Ooh, knee strike again by Fulgent. Heads to the corner. Runs over again. Went for a knee again, but this time the knee connected. And the cat's claw does too. Slide down. And that's 1. That's... Oh, that's just 1. That was a finisher, and that was just 1. But Gin has him there, but I think he was in the ropes there. Oh, kick lands as well. Gin still has a finisher on lock if he decides to use it up and over into a leg drop. These two have just recently, oh, look at this, reverse that. Incredible reversal, whip the head around the foot. And off the ropes, big moonsault lands on a standing Gin, but Gin kips up immediately, and I thought he was thinking about that cat's claw, but instead goes for what looks like a sleeper hold, and I believe this is the move he calls the cat's cradle. But Fulgent's still able to get out of it, somehow without resiliency, but maybe stealing this match right here for 1, 2. Gin able to get out of it, reversed his finisher into a pinfall. Innovative work as Gin fires up and says, if I can get one more left in the tank, I can at least burn resiliency on you, and Cat's Claw connects one final time. That's 1, that's 2, and that's resiliency on Fulgent. Gin could run through the former AWE champion. And a big crossbody, it wasn't even a full crossbody, just putting his entire body on the line. Recklessly just threw himself out there, but it paid off tremendously. They call that a high-risk move for a reason. High risk, high reward, or high-risk death. We don't want that, but he could have landed horribly. Fulgent could have countered, but it paid off for Gin. Fulgent rolls out of the way. Gin catches him in the stomach with a drop kick. But Fulgent again catches him with a roll-up, trying to steal one on Gin. No, he's tired from that previous fight. This time, still unable to get him. And another knee strike rattles. The boy with the cat. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. Gin busting Fulgent over too, saying, no time to celebrate. What is he thinking here? Coast to coast, Gin! Oh my goodness gracious. He's got him. He's moving him, another knee strike. Fulgent has been heavy on these knees, enough knees to the head, and you might not be waking up at the end of this match, but Gin's still able to fight out. What I've discerned from watching these two is Gin has these speed advantage. Fulgent, I believe, actually has a strike advantage here, has him up, and I believe this is the modified Dragon's Vein right to the knee, and that's 1, that's 2, and that's enough to put Gin away, who is, well, I guess we know who number 5 is. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Oni. Well, he's not blue. He's very red and purple. Now, I'll admit, this is the one competitor I could not talk to. He's been very elusive lately, apparently. So I have no answers here, but this is the Blue Oni, apparently. Navia has told me that he has been through a lot recently. He is another one of Amon's victims, from what I've heard. Up and, dropped him onto the knee. Lifted right back up. Blue Oni fighting the Blue Fulgent, even though one of them is blue and the other one's not. Maybe Fulgent's supposed to be the Blue Oni and the other, but the other guy's definitely an Oni. Certainly and sincerely an Oni. Went for a punch there, lifted up again. We saw this happen just a moment ago, the modified Dragon's Vein. Right to the back of the neck of the Blue Oni for 1, for 2. And that is a kick out. I want to point out that no resiliency was had from the Blue Oni, whose name I believe is Arataki Ito. 1. Oh, kick out at 1 this time. Has his head back in the game. Lifted back up. Punch to the jaw. And a German suplex tossing Fulgent. Ito, the Blue Oni, gets kneed right in the face as well. Stood back up, but a flying clothesline, almost a choke hold slam, I'm not even sure. But lifted back up as we are still in our first match of the show. Everyone continues to tune in for what should be a rockin' rebellion. Both going for big kicks there, both missing wildly, but Fulgent able to maintain control. And he's been devastating this Blue Oni guy. Blue Oni rolls out of the way, gets kneed in the face, and goes crumbling down as well. Lifted right back up. Fulgent, I believe, just needs one more strike to get a finisher, and he's got one. And that wasn't just a strike, that was that was nasty. It was also incredibly brilliant to see. Stood back up and knee strike again. Now the Blue Oni is bleeding red. Stood right back up. and dragged over towards the ropes. Sends him down. Went for a scoop slam. Blue Oni able to get out of the way. I'm gonna say much needed because there's been little offense from the Blue Oni, even though Fulgent had a incredibly physical match against Gin just moments ago. Lifted up. Look at the strength of Fulgent into a power bomb. And admittedly, that might be enough. 1, 2. Blue Oni kicks out. Count of 2. I really don't know why they call him the Blue Oni. I think he's really more the Purple Oni, or, you know, the red and purple Oni. Oh, reversal by Fulgent. Reversal right back by the Blue Oni. Blue Oni trying to drag Fulgent over towards the ropes. I'm not sure what he's thinking here. Puts him down on the ground. And a stomp right to the chest. But Fulgent stands right back up and is ready. I think the Blue Oni just looked. And Fulgent steps away from whatever move he was trying to do. Into the ropes. Looking for some sort of scoop slam again. Blue Oni gets the reversal. This offense has been few and far between, but this is a Fulgent, once again, who just had an intensely physical match. This is a Fulgent who I believe has burned resiliency. It's a Fulgent who may just need one of the Blue Oni's best shots to hit to be put away tonight. But it might not hit, I'll tell you what. Dragging, but no, not dragging him too much. These two are actually reversing a lot of each other's best offense right here, right now. Into the corner, still not stunned, and again, Fulgent not staying in that corner, refusing to, but that elbow connects, and now he may be standing in the corner, despite what he wishes. Big clothesline. Rolling neck breaker. Rolling blockbuster, actually. That's 1, 2, and the Blue Oni wins. Well, I'll be. Ladies and gentlemen, we had admittedly a couple of very strong 1v1 matches. People will be talking about Nugget versus Ryoma for quite some time. The reversals between these two were incredible. The kickouts were amazing. Fulgent versus Gin, also an incredible showing. Fulgent almost stole it at that point. There was a lot of roll-ups trying to put Gin away. But Gin had to be hit with Fulgent's best move, that modified Dragon's Vein to the knee for 3. And at the end, Fulgent pulled out all the stops he had against the Blue Oni as well. Over and over again. But the Blue Oni persevered. And the Blue Oni Ito, I believe, persevered. I don't know what move he hit. I don't know if he has a name for it. But it sure hit, and boy was it pretty spectacular. At the end of the day, though, Fulgent very close. I can't say there's one specific all-star in this this 5-person gauntlet match, because I think everyone showed their grit and determination. Neck breaker. Blockbuster, actually. I often get the two confused. For 1, for 2, and a 3 skippity-dee. That's the Blue Oni with the victory. Well, he's still not blue at all. Well, I'll read up later on why he's blue. I know he's one of Amon's victims, but you know what? Good for him. I hope Amon is shaking his head saying, dang, that's unfortunate. I wish that I had beaten him up even more or something like that. Here, give me the stars. Congratulations to the Blue Oni. Let's proceed on with the night, because we got 4 more matches. This one, a little bit of a rivalry. And I can explain it because I've talked to both of these two. Two very differing interviews, and I'll hang with you, and I'll talk to you about what each of these ladies said. And we'll talk about it right now, because the stars, they're about to go black. Stars, where are you? Now, this past Friday at Inferno, this woman hit 3 Neo knees right to the jaw of Deity Miku. Now, let me tell you about Neo. I've talked to Neo, and she doesn't believe that apology that Miku gave her for a moment. Knows that Miku's been trying to rile her up ever since Brawloween dressed as one of her most despised enemies, and then had the gall to mention a griffin who I believe is, from her words, not mine, involved a horrible incident with someone very near and dear to her. Her heart has healed since then, but to revisit those tragic memories still pains her tremendously. But with the support of Farina, with the support of Mukuro, with the support of Jax, she's been able to push through, and the best healing that she thinks, I'll tell you what, is a Nia to Miku's face and a 1-2-3. This is what she said. Well, not said. We actually had a writing interview, so you know it was very nice, very calm, very demure. But this interview was not as kind, nice, and demure, but it was a little strange. It was a little strange. Here, I'm gonna have to get my notes for this one. Neo's was very, you know, cut and dry. Asked a couple of questions. She wrote down her answers. It was very nice. It was very cool. As I said, very demure. Miku, she's a little mouthy. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. She is a little mouthy. I wrote down the hottest bullet points for you guys. Miku said to me, hey, I don't want to talk so much about myself. If I talk so much about myself, I might let something slip. She said she wants to talk more about her disciples and how well they're all doing. Excited to see Mitarai have his first title defense at OC Revolution, which is happening next Saturday. Or I guess now this coming Saturday. Now I think it is this coming Saturday. Is excited for her girlies, Chi-Chi and Futaba. She is excited for Q-Taro to have his world title match. She's apparently helping him in making that decision by the end of the night, so you know. Good for them. And I tried to push back a little bit. I said, but what about you? What about you? I know she's a former All-Star champion. I know that she's had her ups and downs here in the AWE, as I've heard from around the grapevine. She said, don't worry about me. I'll play my role as the story sees fit. Very cryptic words from Deity Miku. Very cryptic words, and I believe she ended off with something along the lines of, the AW's fate is in the hands of the storyteller for when my story ends, which is so very cryptic. I couldn't make anything of it, but I'll leave that with you all. The best of luck figuring that out, I guess. I have nothing much else to say. You guys are more versed in the AWE universe as to what that could mean. I guess we'll see as Deity Miku goes one-on-one with Neo tonight. Neo, Miku, and the battle, it begins. Now, I know that these two are having a fantastic match, but do you think this thing of apple cider has just been sitting here since Friday? You think it's still good? The bottle's a little bloated. It still smells like apples. Huh. Yeah, that's gone bad. All right, let's continue on with our show. Miku hitting a DDT right to the foot of Neo. Neo hasn't really gotten off much offense in this battle so far, and is now stunned. Miku calling for Neo to get up. And now these two are grappling. Miku, Neo, luckily this time, it looks like able to push Miku back into the corner. Maybe not even powered by, maybe not overpowering her, maybe just rage-induced, but that rage, that emotion, catches Neo off guard. And you gotta imagine that must have been the plan. That must have been the plan at Brawloween, catching Neo off guard. Getting those emotions stoked. It didn't work out for Miku at Brawloween, but it might work out tonight. Neo steps out of the way. Slaps Miku 2 times in the face. Even if Neo doesn't win this fight, that had to have felt good. G-O-O-D good. Off the ropes. Went for some sort of blockbuster, but landed on her back. Miku tried to take advantage. Neo was able to almost jump all over those ropes, but Miku was just a step faster. Oh goodness gracious. Neo's in dire straits right now. Miku's got a signature. Neo able to reverse there. He's gonna have to be a step faster here. Going for those chops again, but Miku steps out of the way. Drop kick to the chest of Neo. This might be an SOS. No, reversal of the signature. And look at this. Big ol' almost rock bottom, and we might be seeing that knee that we were talking about earlier. No, not going for a knee. I believe this is going to be, yes indeed, the Neo neck breaker. But rope break is there. Again, it might be the emotional state that Neo is caught in. But that neck breaker may have just evened things out. Missed the mark there, and missing the mark as well. These two are jumping all over the place, but nothing's landing. Turned around. Yanked the leg. Pinned, but just for one. Neo still got a whole lot of fight left. The one, just like the one that's on the arm of, oh, what is this? Some sort of crisscross applesauce leg submission. As she's flipped around. Kick to the gut. And what am I looking at? She's lifting her in the air with some sort of magic ability. Is she okay? 1, 2. I don't think she's allowed to put her feet on the ropes. She's still emitting green. Drop kick to the head. Off of the ropes. Oh my goodness, that was an incredible shooting star press from the springboard position. 1, 2, but it's still not enough to burn resiliency on Neo. Whatever we're about to see here might be. Let me pull out my notes. That is, I believe that's Gospel. The other finisher of Miku is called Forgiveness. It's some sort of unprettier. And now Neo's feeling worse for wear tonight. Turn backwards. Face into the turnbuckle. And, feet right to the chest. This is getting a little bit rough to watch for Neo fans, but Neo still not giving up the fight. Couple of elbows right to the gut. Stepped around. Pops the knees like the weasel. But it's reversed into a pinfall. Is she gonna get this one on Neo instead? No, Neo reverses right back. 1. And just 1. I believe it's a 3 count that almost happened there earlier. Ran into each other. But a Hurricane Rana lands. Neo's very close to having a signature. Off of the ropes. I was gonna say that's pretty far away. That was an ambitious attempt. But Miku might pay for it. No, Neo once again. Not quite fast enough. These two are exchanging blows as well. Shot after shot. Hit after hit, but Miku catches the fist. Returns fire. Slaps to each other. Over and over again. And they're about even when it comes to exchanging blows. Miku saying, give me another one. And she gave her another one. But Miku returns as well. And these two wailing away at each other. Who got the better of the exchange? Nobody. It was dead even. Oh, but look who was a step faster. It was the Deity. Crosses her legs and goes for the pin. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 1, that's 2, but that's not the match. I'll tell you what, if that was me, it would have been 3. Stands her back up, turns her around, and this, I believe, is forgiveness. 1, 2, and oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how she's done it, but she stands right back up, tosses Miku into the ropes, and there's that Neo knee! I can't believe what I'm seeing! How was she able to kick out of everything that Miku's thrown at her? But it's still a 2 count. The resilience of Neo is unlike any that I've ever seen. The audience chanting that they're not worthy tonight. We are witnessing something special, calling for Miku to get up. What is she thinking here? Oh, we saw this earlier. That's gospel. On to Deity Miku, 1, 2. Tried to beat her with her own move, but a kick out of 2. We are watching something special tonight. Neo begging for Miku to get back up. Drop kick, but pushes her out of the way. Sends her into the ropes. But sends her over the ropes. And she's eliminated from the Rumble. We've got ourselves a winner. Wait, I'm sorry. It's not an over-the-top rope Rumble. Never mind. We don't have a winner. It's only pinfalls or submissions or countouts to end this fight. And look at that heavy shot. But the knees go up. Neo reverses right back. Staying in this fight. Staying alive. Oh, look at this. Wrench in the ankle. And what's our count at? I have not paid attention to that at all. Count of 4. And an enziguri right behind that bowler's cap. Count of 5. Elbow drop to the spine. And this time, that move hits. Count of 7. Count of 8. And steps back in. And Miku's gonna take the count out victory. Wait, no, she's not. Neo made it back in at the last second. We all thought that was gonna be 10, but a German suplex lands on the already injured back of Neo. Turned around. Elbow drop lands. Miku's got another signature. I can't believe this wasn't a count out. Look at this reversal of the signature. Neo's staying alive. Neo's still staying alive. And Miku's crawling towards the corner. Starting to feel the pain of this fight, especially right now has no resiliency. And a kick to the leg. Exactly what you want to see, especially if you're Neo. After that, slam. Once again, no resiliency. Is Neo about to win this thing? 1, 2, the greatest comeback we've ever seen. Takes everyone out of it at 2.9. Miku stays in there, but with that knee, Miku might be gone. Pinfall. 1, 2, and that's resiliency. We are experiencing one heck of a match tonight. To everybody who's standing tall here tonight, to everyone watching at home, to those in attendance, don't forget this. Don't forget these two in the ring. Turned around. Neo's into the head of the Deity. Into the turnbuckle, and what is this? Middle rope with that moonsault and just stepping on the face of Deity Miku. The disrespect, and I want to point out more importantly, the stun bar. One shot could end that stun bar, and it lands. No, it doesn't. Miku just saving herself from being stunned. Turn Neo around, and forgiveness lands at the last possible moment that stun bar could have filled up. 1-2 in what was potentially a 5-star classic. A handshake offered and slapped away by Neo. I kind of hate to see that. I understand where Neo's coming from, but after a match like that, I couldn't help but potentially shake hands. Goodness gracious. That was one of the best one-on-one matches I've ever seen. Just a standard one-on-one. Give me the stars. Incredibly resilient match for the both of them as we exit. What a show. But the show must roll on. We got ourselves a tag team match, and I've been told that this is a rematch from this Friday. It's how some of you all had half a point, apparently. A 2-on-2 match. Crack the Whip versus the Royal Family. It's Extreme Rules this time around, which means one pinfall in that ring will be the end of this. There will be no double countout. There will be a winner, and the stars will go black. Let's see how this plays out. And out here first, the queen of the whip herself, Franziska Von Karma. Von Karma, a former tables champion, and that is about it, has had, I hear, a match of the year contender against March 7th for the Fight Forever Championship this year. Otherwise, has been enjoying tag teaming with Charizard as of late. Let's see if these two can get the job done tonight. If they can, they might be looking at a tag team opportunity down the road. These two I don't think have ever faced off against the champions. I don't think either of these two teams have ever faced off against the champions, according to my interviews. Both of them looking to go toe-to-toe with the champions at some point. We'll see how it all plays out down the road. Current champions are the disciples of Miku. But her tag team partner, the other half of her whip, Miss Charizard Harvey. Charizard Harvey, a bracer and one of the best in her own right, makes her way down to the ring to team up with everyone's favorite prosecutor with the last name Von Karma. Charizard, Franziska, crack the whip. Now this past Friday, it was a countout that caused these two teams to end their match. Our general managers tonight have made sure that that won't happen again. They're gonna go extreme, and we'll see who comes out on top. Could earn a tag team championship opportunity at Black Friday. I leave that up to the GMs. I'm just kind of saying that, to be honest. And in comes, oh, I believe that. Oh no, it's not. From what I'm told, Queen is the official AWE Hollywood champion, according to Queen herself, so I can't really confirm that. However, these two, after their AV Mania 4 blunder, they referred to it as a blunder themselves. They said that whole situation was a blunder in itself. They walked down a wrong path for the right reasons. So, I'm sorry, that's a misquote. Walked down their path for the wrong reasons, but with right intentions. As we continue to see these two, we'll see if they're able to. Oh, Camilla also said something about a car? Yes, has said that she's thankful that they are so graciously allowing her to park her car here. That's her car, apparently, here at AWE Rebellion. Well, good for her. Queen Camilla the royal family. Both royals, one a queen, one a princess. And both really family when it comes to their two, I guess, daughter and best friend. From what I read here, those two have gotten married, Noir and Ophelia. So good for them. Good for them indeed. Dropped on the ropes. Queen went for a leg drop on Von Karma, which is interesting because Von Karma was about a mile away from her. And we got a clothesline. A couple stomps from the purple-haired one. And a kick right to the gut off the ropes. Leg drop lands again. If you're enjoying the action here tonight at AEW Rebellion, be sure to tune in next Saturday for AEW OC Revolution. Some of your own creations doing battle for championship glory as well as a spot in the Fight Before Christmas Rumbles. Kick to the gut. And a suplex into the pinfall. Mush face. And look at this. Camilla going flying. And right now the royal family is a bar none destroying Crack the Whip. And a shot to the back of the knee, but it's missed. In fact, it was reversed, but right behind her, Queen tried to take her out as well. Von Karma able to stand tall from the attacks on both of them at the same time. Sherazard back up to her feet. But Camilla just a step faster, sends the Nekashera back into the mat. But remember, it's Extreme Rules. And we're about to see exactly what that means as a table is brought into the fray. And already Camilla going for a big slamma-jamma. Into the pin. That's one. That's two. Kick out by Sherazard. One pinfall will win this matchup. And if Camilla hits that twist of fate that she calls the twist of fire emblem fates. And look at this Shera. We've actually seen a couple people go for this. It's rarely successful. Look at this uppercut to Queen outside of the ring. Sherazard looking for a kick, drop kick to the face of Camilla. Queen goes body first into those steel steps. Extreme Rules, and Sherazard actually rages up, but Camilla able to push her away, realizing, okay, she's got a finisher. Let me make sure that I can finish her. Twist of Fire Emblem Fates lands. Center of the ring on the outside. We see somebody stunned as well for one, for two. Shera able to kick out. Von Karma was getting in there to help her out. And still coming in. Von Karma, I want to point out, also has a finisher. If they both hit those on Camilla, it could be bad news for the royal family. Broken up. Queen going under the ring saying there's not enough weapons in here, and a kendo stick connects. Shot. Oh my gosh! Did you see that? Sherazard ducked out of the way, and Queen incidentally hit Camilla in the head with that kendo stick and pays for it. For 1, 2. And I think that might have actually been resiliency after the finisher landed on... Wait, hold on. Was that instant karma? I think it was instant karma. The Crack the Whip have turned this whole match around. Instant Karma, the move of Von Karma, the name that I remember the most because it is a very great play on words. I'm a big pun fan myself, goes underneath. But Queen able to stop that momentum with a low vertical base. Ducked out of the way of that shot, but instead, look at this. And where is Von Karma going? Flying over, oh my gosh, at Camilla, and lands with that missile drop kick outside of the ring. Reversal by Sherazard. But a shot to the gut and a shot with the trash can, and that Superman punch lands on Shera. Shera may be burning resiliency here. Von Karma nowhere to be seen. Oh, but there at the last second, but the last second was too late. Shera burns resiliency here. And Von Karma realizing she's going to need to help her friend out. Queen alone in the ring there. Well, now Camilla's alone in the ring there with both competitors, but they may have planned this because look at this. Going after the knee of Von Karma, but a scoop slam lands on Queen. Queen has also burned resiliency, don't forget that. Shot to the back. Nobody's got a finisher, so it is still really anybody's match. Pinfall over on Camilla. Camilla could burn resiliency here, but it's just a kick out of one. Off the ropes, wicked clothesline doesn't land, but a reversal, and Queen stunned. Off of that springboard splash and alone in the ring. Well, no longer alone in the ring. Now nobody's in the ring except for Von Karma. Standing there with that table saying, well, maybe I'll get to use this. No, Von Karma again going top rope, but oh man, at the last second, Camilla rolls her way into the ring saying, you're going to be your own worst enemy tonight, steps into the ring. Right next to that table. Sends her into the ropes, lifts her up, but Camilla lands on her feet. And instead is this time Camilla going underneath, drop toe hold, but stops herself in the ring. They're having a little bit of a classic exchange, but outside of the ring, it's a German, no, just a belly to back suplex. And now on the ropes, but tossed out of the ropes, and again, the Rumble is over. Well, why'd she go outside of the ring? Oh, it's not a Rumble match. That's entirely my fault. Every time I see someone go over the top rope, I'm preparing myself for this coming Saturday. At OC Revolution, there will be rumbling times there. Taken down. Taken out of the ring. And now all four of the competitors are out here trying to make a name for themselves. Camilla tossed into the barricade there. Sherazard down on the ground inside of the ring. Francisca Von Karma trying to feed her Queen, but Queen gets a well-timed reversal. It's a low drop kick on Von Karma. Sherazard now starting to realize Von Karma might need some help at this point, but she's getting slammed. Ducks out of the way of that. And now Sherazard's all alone. All alone in there with Camilla, who's got a finisher. And this could be the end of the match. Big boot lands. And Camilla goes to get that table. Von Karma able to reverse Queen, sends Queen into the barricade. Both are trying to hit big moves here. And Shera looks like she's gonna hit hers, wiggling the feet. Ugh! And she's got her down for 1 for 2, and that's resiliency. Only Von Karma has resiliency left in this fight. All four of them are about to get themselves in this ring. Von Karma is on a 2-on-1. No, not a 2-on-1. Look at that. Broken up immediately. Sherazard, I think, wait. Oh my gosh! Caught Queen there, but Camilla stands right back up. And hits the twist of Fire Emblem Fates onto Von Karma, but doesn't get to capitalize because Shera comes in at the last second with a sledgehammer, goes after Queen, but Queen hits that flying punch, may have just ended this match for 1. But the referee was also hit. It was a very slow count. Clyde only counted for 1 because he's feeling the pain. Look at this though. Instant karma onto the table. Camilla comes back and immediately Shera's still hurting a little bad on those ropes. Clotheslined. Steps out of the way. Von Karma's gonna be on the outside hurting. Roll through into a super kick into the trash can. Did you see her head collide with that trash can? And Camilla not happy about getting hit with that sledgehammer earlier. And now gets her revenge, hits her right in the guts with that sledgehammer. And looking for another shot while she can't do a thing. When they said Extreme Rules, they meant it. Von Karma saw her putting that on that table and just slid right in the way saying, that's not gonna work. That table is not getting set up and I'm not getting put through it. Stood her right back up. Camilla does have a finisher and a signature on the ready. Suplex. Oh, and her back landed on that kendo stick. She was going for that big sis slam, but reversed by Von Karma. Sherazard just took out Queen. And Von Karma may be looking to pick up the victory because look at this. Powering Queen up in a gut-wrench powerbomb. Sends her back down. I'm not sure if that was an art or a craft by Sherazard. But right now it's looking worse for wear. Camilla's back in control though. Puts her on the ropes. But again sent her to the outside. And a ladder's come into play in this fight. Sent her again. No, not again. And both able to stop themselves. A lot of fights happen on the outside. And a drop kick to Camilla. Von Karma is putting her body on the line. clearly was not happy about the double count out that happened this past Friday and is looking to do anything she can. Scheherazade set up that ladder for a reason. Queen's metal mask just collided into it. That's reverberation and damage back to back. That's a smart and effective maneuver as she's now taking out both Camilla and Queen on the outside. Von Karma in the ring looking to do some damage. Ladder's been knocked down. And another weapon looks like it's about to come into play. It's another kendo stick in the hands of Queen. And almost onto the face of Von Karma. Oh, they're fighting here, lifted up, but reversed into a reverse DDT onto the ladder. Queen might be out cold after that move. And again, dropped. And on the outside, Queen's gone. On the inside, though, Camilla's fighting back and maybe thinking about that twist of Fire Emblem Fates, but look who's there to try and break things up. Gets Camilla from behind, but Camilla again a couple of shots to the gut. Camilla's not trying to lose this thing either. And knows Von Karma's the last one with the resiliency in this fight, but right now she doesn't even have it. It's not built up. Oh, whipped her sideways. Look at this. Wait a minute, are they both going for big moves? Queen was unable to hit hers, and Camilla again getting good reversals. Von Karma just got knocked out by Queen, but Shera stops herself from going face first into the mat. Lifting Camilla up, throwing her into the ropes, knee strike lands, and look at this! Wait a minute! Camilla's out, but she's crawling to the corner wise, making sure she can't get pinned after that heavy move hit from Scheherazade. Miss Harvey bounces Camilla's head against the turnbuckle, stomps her out, steps outside of the ring, calling for her to get up. What is Scheherazade thinking here? Off of the ropes. Drop kick, but oh my gosh, I think her shoulder might have just landed on that sledgehammer. Dragging her over to the ropes again. Queen, diving punch. Up in the skies, no, up onto the ropes. Swinging neck breaker. Rope assisted. That's one, not even one. Queen darted in there to make sure that it was broken up. Von Karma's out cold on the outside, and now we may be looking at the beginning of the end of this fight. Queen stands alone over the body of Scheherazade as they're looking to end this thing, but look at that uppercut. Von Karma may have just saved her partner and saved this match, because look at this, head first into the trash can. Lifts that trash can right back up. Begs for Scheherazade to get right back up. Uppercut again to Queen. Caught her right in the throat. There's no disqualifications. Everything's completely legal tonight in this fight. But a reversal there. Queen back in control. And if that drop kick lands, it may be bad news. A double axe with those heavy fists right to Von Karma. But Scheherazade got in there quick. Was about to go for a move onto Camilla, but instead had to focus on Queen. And what is she thinking here? We've seen this before, actually. Legs onto the rope, swinging neck breaker. But turn around, twist of Fire Emblem Fates. 1, 2, but didn't see over there. I think she made it at 2.9 because I don't think Queen just kicked out. Oh my gosh. Who would have thought? Trash can does not land on the head. Wait a minute, Camilla trying to seduce Scheherazade there. It looks like it worked for a hot second. Turns Francisca Von Karma around. But, oh look, it looks like Scheherazade tried to save her. Drop kick, but Camilla doesn't fall. Oh, Von Karma. Wait a minute, I was gonna say Scheherazade might be going on a trip. Able to reverse. Queen reverses that drop kick. Von Karma back up to her feet. Camilla's down on the ground. Everybody's starting to feel the pain of this fight. Able to jump out of the way of that Superman punch and instead catches her instant karma. Camilla's still down 1-2, and that's the match. They have cracked the whip. Camilla and Queen brought their A game tonight. Early on in the match, it was all the royal family, but the longer this thing went on, the more Von Karma and Charizard started to sync up. Look at this. Shot to the neck, and a last-ditch effort we saw, I think, Camilla try to seduce Charizard, which would work on pretty much anyone. It looked like it worked on Cher for a second, too. May have charmed her, like one of those Pokemon. And look at that, a shot to the jaw. Outside of the ring, Queen went down. And here's where we saw, I think, yeah, that move. Right before that, Queen got hit with a reverse DDT on the ladder. That's where we started to see Queen wear down in the spite. Reversal of that big move by Queen as well. Outside of the ring, there was instant karma. And inside of the ring, after ducking and dodging out of the way of that Superman punch, Von Karma said, I got one for you as well. Instant karma into an instant pin for an instant win. 1, 2, 3. And the match was over. Congratulations to those two. A lot of blood dripping down the head of Charizard, but no battle was ever won easy. These two might have a bright vision together in tag team action. Will this lead them? I'm not sure. We'll find out. Not today, though. The stars are going black. Congratulations to Crack the Whip. That being said, we're not done yet. We have one more match before our main event. And it is an AWE champion standing in the ring saying, everyone bring your best. If you beat me, hey, you might find yourself on Black Friday with a championship opportunity. Who will answer the call tonight as the stars go? Black. So let me talk to you about Merrin. Armed with the coolest kick that I've ever seen. There is your AWE champion. It is a one-fall match. It is an open challenge. Let's see who answers. Merrin said she wanted to do this open challenge because she was inspired by all of the open challenges that have happened before major live events. She said if she and Panette in their heyday could have done open challenges like that, she would have. She loves to see competition bring their best and brightest, and she wants to bring out the best and brightest during her championship reign in the AWE. Just recently, this past Friday, she had this open challenge. Answering the call was Amy Rose. Amy Rose had a spectacular showing against Merrin, and she said if she can bring out the best in competitors like that, make people remember their names, whether win or loss, then she's done her job as champion. She said now she can do this without a heavy heart. She can do it without Panette, and I will say Panette, who does support her in this endeavor. They're still not back to 100%, but they are back to supporting each other. They're backstage sometimes, apparently checking their devices for updates on some game that's going on. She said her dear princess is trapped in that game, so I must say I wish for the best for their dear princess and for everybody else who may be trapped in that game. May you win that game, I suppose, unless winning is bad, in which case don't win the game. I don't know. That being said, let's see who will win this open challenge. She's got an S microphone. The S must stand for it's time for an open challenge. At least that's what I think. But who will answer the open challenge tonight? It is. I don't know. Mona Megistus. Mona Megistus, apparently. Mona is here for the first time tonight, because that's what I think. Certainly she's fought in the past. She sure has. She has a great hat. A little bit of foreboding music. But you know what? Maybe she's just excited to be here. I'm excited to be here. We'll see what she's able to do against the champion. I don't know if the audience is approving of her. I don't know much about this Mona person. I didn't get to interview her because I had no idea who was coming out for this open challenge, but you know what I do know? I know Merrin. Merrin, a very humble, very, very cool. I'm sure she would appreciate me saying that. That was one of the questions she asked me, asking, do I think that she's cool? I actually do. I believe Merrin is pretty cool. Maybe one of the coolest interviews I had last night. And look at this. There's a waist lock into a headlock on the ground, mounted headlock. And she's transitioning into a standing headlock, not letting go of that head. Has her head in there like she's carrying a grapefruit or a watermelon, and she really doesn't want it to fall. It's like when have you ever been to the grocery store and you're really like, you're shopping for things and you forget to get a basket, or they didn't have any baskets at the front, but you're like, I'm only getting a couple of things, and you have these couple of things in your hand, and in your one hand you got something big, and you're like, okay, let me make sure that doesn't fall. If that falls, it might be you break it, you buy it. You know what I mean? That's what it looked like. Looked like she didn't want to break her head because she didn't want to buy it. Anywho, as we continue on, Clyde breaking that up, and a punch right to the maw of Miss Mona. Kick to the gut. Not the coolest kick, but indeed a kick. Any kick from Merrin's gonna hurt you a little bit. She's got powerful legs. Reversal. And now an arm lock. No, actually a wrist lock. You can see the wrist is going the other way, and she's keeping it going that way. And now she's got that arm lock locked in. Goodness gracious. But reversed right back, and now it's Merrin who's in control of that arm. Mona holding on tight. I kind of like the outfit there from Mona. Very, very cool colors there. Maybe not cooler than Merrin. As I've been told, she's the coolest one around with the coolest kick in town. And that is a beautiful bridge after a German suplex, but is not enough to put the champion down. Mona Majestis. Wish I could have some sort of information here with me about Mona. They need to keep some sort of database, but it is what it is. Punch right to the head. And dropped. Going for a kick right behind the ear. And right now, Mona's actually doing very well against the champion, but kick out. Mona shocked it was barely won. Turned around and tossed over that top rope. Mona climbing the ropes very quickly. And an elbow drop from who knows how far. You saw how far she went, and it looked like she's saying, do you want to see me do it again? Teases to the audience, but doesn't look like she actually does go for it again. Instead rolls out of the ring. Slides out of the ring to be more accurate. Big! Goodness gracious, big attack turning Mona all around. Like the hokey pokey. Reversal of the signature, but reversing the signature right back, and a kick to the back of Mona. Champion's feeling a little worse for wear at the start of this thing. Count of 4. Count of 5. And look at this, Merrin up to the top rope, turns herself around. And a big splash, just clawing at the back of Mona right afterwards. Both of them feeling tough after that fall. Fall from grace for both of them, but Mona able to hit a knee strike. Keeping Merrin down on the ground, but not for long as Merrin gets her feet up, extends them to push Mona away off of the ropes. Big splash again, this time connecting. Elbow drop right to the face and upper body of Mona. The champion calling for Mona to get back up. What could she be thinking here? Flying clothesline. Throwing the arms all over the place with reckless abandon, and this time, she must have been saying, hello, I'm cool, and then hit her legs onto Mona. I sometimes yelled that at the sky too. I have to confirm my coolness with the heavens above. But the night rolls on. Mona's able to kick out of that move. I believe that was actually a signature. Stood right back up and sent right back down. Kick to the head. Punches her right in the face. And a leg sweep. sends Mona down. But Mona with a quick roll-up. I'll say the champion has very much turned this whole thing around. Mona was strongly in control before. Big chop there, and a kick right to the gut, and the coolest kick in town does not connect. But this time it does! The back and forth there for 1, 2, and that's resiliency on the open challenger. Pushing Merrin away. Shot to the arm. But Merrin responds. This is a big turnaround from the champion. Let's talk about it. Mona was dominating this match early on. But after a signature reversal from both of them, the champion found her footing. And when you find the footing on a very footsie competitor, you better find your footing too. Or else you're going to be finding your feet down for 3 or something of that nature. Mona turns herself around. Merrin just walks away. Shot to the head. And you're to blame. Run into Clyde. And a DDT, it looks like it is. Mona might be out cold after that thing. 1, 2. Not quite. The night continues. Mona stood back up, rolled out of the way this time, but rolled right into a drop kick from the champion. Merrin up to the middle rope. Hyping that audience up. And a double axe. I could talk a lot more about Merrin. She gave me a lot of things that she said about her. Said that she's the longest reigning tag team champion of all time. Over 400 days as tag team champion. Very proud of that statistic. But look at that reversal. Twist of fate, it looked like. And it looks like she's not done. A kick to the knee. What does she have planned here? Oh my gosh, a knee strike to the face as well. The champion doesn't have resiliency. That's 1, that's 2. That's a kick out. That was a nasty knee strike by Miss Majestus. Majestus? You guys would know better than I do. Oh, Merrin pushes her out of the way. And maybe looking to put this thing away. Back in the corner, begging for Mona to get up. I'm unsure of what is happening here. Sweeps the leg. Oh my gosh! That kick was even cooler than the other one. Is that going to be enough to put Mona down though? 1, 2, and it is. That is 2. The champion is on a roll. That M for Merrin, I think. I don't actually know. She may be holding up 3 for, I don't know, 3, 6, 9, 12, 16. I don't know what's going on with Merrin, but she is very happy to be here. No. Yes. 3s all around. Anywho, our show goes on. So, shall we? Stars. They do go because we have one more matchup tonight. Are you ready? It is 1-on-1. Makoto Naegi. Mondo Owada. Champion versus champion. And I've been told by the end of the night that Q-Taro will make his decision on who he will fight for the title. Either the AWE title or the All-Star title on Black Friday. We're going to find out together tonight. As the stars went black. They sure did. They went black, but I had forgotten to say anything about it. Here comes your AWE champion. What do I have for Makoto Naegi? Makoto, he was a little strange to interview. He said first and foremost, if you're gonna tell people what I need to say, I need to thank Ray for everything that she's done for me. Said sent a get well soon to Ray, Right now, he's running this thing alone. But he believes in Ray's guidance and her guidance rather, and Ray has led him to become a 2-time AWE champion. Helped Makoto get his title back recently at Brawl Oween. At the very least, I heard that Ray is still not in good shape to be here in the AWE. So that match must have been very brutal because it's been a little while now, I think. Been a couple of weeks. That being said, Makoto is your AWE champion. I know that he has a history with Rumbles. Has entered early, I believe first or second in 2 of them. This past year, I don't believe he entered first or second, but he was in the Rumble. He doesn't look to try and be there this year. This time he tries to go into the event as champion. But will he have to fight Q-Taro before that to do it is the real question. And I think the real thing here is whoever Q-Taro doesn't choose might be facing Amon. That's the scary part. That being said, here is Mondo. While Makoto was thankful for Ray, Mondo was there very thankful for everyone who supported him, his husband Pai, the AW universe, because he knows that they know that he's been through a lot. He knows that they know that he's been deleted, he's been brainwashed, mind-washed, memory erased, he's been through it all. He's been judged by an unfair arbiter, but he said he has never been prouder to be a singles champion, he's never been prouder to be your world champion. And then also said he's never been prouder to be Pai's husband. Don't know Pai all that well, so hey, good for them. Good for them indeed. As a couple of shots fire around, Mondo is your AWE All-Star champion. Is 2 ultimates. The ultimate Lucky Boy, I believe, and the ultimate Bike Man, as they do battle. Now this is a real David versus Goliath match. Look at the heaping mass that Mondo is versus the scrawny inchworm that is Makoto Naegi. And an armbar early. I'm gonna tell you what, the power difference there, Makoto's arm could have snatched immediately, but he was able to roll his shoulders over and get a couple of hits to Mondo. Ooh, discus clothesline. Strong performance and a weak shot to the back. Steps around, jumps over, but Mondo rolls out of the way and he goes flopping onto the ground. Like a soccer player trying to get a red card onto a player. Mondo's busted open early. Oh, and it's actually a bad gash on the side of his head. That's rough. That is a bad gash on the side of his head. I don't know how that's going to play into the matchup. But right now, they're grappling, and I want to point out, Makoto gets the advantage, and I believe some of that is because of the blood that's now dripping down Mondo's face. They're going to have to look at him after this matchup. Punch to the head. And Makoto back in. No, not in control. No, yes, in control. Yes. Off the ropes. Hurricane Rana. And immediately goes for not a pin. Goes to try and rinse the neck back. I think trying to isolate the nerves, trying to stop the blood flow, and then restart it so that he bleeds even more. Makoto Naegi. More sinister than I had anticipated. He did talk in a very dull, monotonous voice when we had our interview. Our sit-down interview. Mondo was much more happy, joyful, if not a little crude. And now I'm going to tell you, Mondo said, hey, you make me bleed, I'll make you bleed right back. And it's still early doors in this matchup. Makoto stands back up immediately saying, okay, that's fine. The blood might hinder you, but it woke him up. Wrenching that arm over. Makoto now on the, oh boy, in the corner. Flying forearm, right to the jaw. Naegi's getting pounded away right now by Mondo. Couple of shots right to the head. He's calling for Naegi to get up. Nobody's got a signature or finisher. Clyde is, I would say, a little bit in the way. But look at this. Dropped. Oh my gosh, his neck almost landed on the ropes. Pinfall. 1. Makoto looks a little dazed, actually. Maybe he just had a little too hard. Maybe he did come down on the ropes after that flapjack. Mondo went for a big boot, but look at that. Makoto able to roll his face out of the way, but still suffers a German suplex. Makoto able to trip Mondo up. Mondo does have a signature. Tried to drag him over the ropes, took his sweet time. As Mondo looks to punch Makoto. Makoto gets the reversal. Super kick. Mondo steps out of the way. Mondo going off of the ropes. Makoto gets caught in a moonsault. And he's dragging Makoto center of the ring. What could he be thinking? Makoto trying to get up to his feet, trying not to suffer any big moves from Mondo. But he's in powerbomb position now. Ugh! And powerbombed he just got. And that is 1. That's 2. That's a kick out. That's no resiliency though. We talked about David versus Goliath fights. And that's what we're experiencing right now. Makoto is an all red body, red head. Went for a knee strike there. Able to step out of the way. DDT! Mondo's now at orange. Oh my gosh, he was so tired he didn't get back up after that DDT. Luckily, Mondo had to roll out of the way to get himself back together. Strong strike right to the head off the ropes. Moonsault of his own. Naegi's fighting his way back in this fight. Steps out of the ring to catch his breath. Steps out of the ring again. Steps onto the apron, but walks right into a heavy hit from Mondo Owada. Hits a hip toss, sends him down with a reversal. And he may be hitting a signature here. Brain Buster. Actually, more like a Falcon's arrow. What a kick in the head. Ain't that a kick in the head? And ain't that... I know what this is. Rolls over and he's going to hit a forearm, I believe. Where is that? Mondo's Road Rage is what it is. 1, 2... And it's not enough. For Makoto, Naegi had no resiliency, by the way. That could have very well been enough. Lifted right back up, punched right in the head. And now he's yelling at Clyde. What is he doing here? Telling Clyde to count faster. What's that all about? Your guess is as good as mine, ladies and gentlemen. Toss him right back in. Punches Makoto right in the head. He still stood up. Makoto is stunned. Double axe. But Makoto pushes him away. He's running to... No, not the top rope. Ooh, didn't splash. He landed very hard on his chest. And he sends him into the ropes as well. Mondo waiting for him. Lifts him up. Ooh! And that's what we're talking about. It's David versus Goliath tonight. It is champion versus champion. But Makoto catches him by the knee. Stands him back up. Makoto trying to drag Mondo over to the corner. Gets him there. And looking for a scoop slam. But again, too heavy. That's what we were talking about earlier. David versus Goliath. Puts his feet on the ropes. 1, 2. Kick out. But ran right into a very nice move by Makoto. Hope's Peak. 1, 2. Kick out. Mondo doesn't burn resiliency there. That was, I believe, Makoto's best shot. Makoto able to send Mondo into the ropes, though. Still has the upper hand, at least momentum-wise. Goes over top and hits a big kick right to the big man. Mondo places himself in the corner, trying to get himself out of trouble. That's great ring IQ. Pushes Makoto away. And look at that open hand. Heavy-handed strikes. Catches the leg into a clothesline. The back of his head bounced against the mat as he's lifted right back up. But reversal and a shot right to the chest. Reversing right back is Mondo. Lifts him up. Tried to hit Road Rage, but instead The arm wrenched over and snapped back. Dragging Mondo towards the corner. Both of these men giving it their all to be the top champion here in the AWE. Scoop slam lands. Makoto's going up top. He's got a signature and a finisher. Some might call it luck. We're calling it double stomp. Into the pinfall. That could be resiliency. It's 1. It's 2. And it's not. Mondo still survives. Lifted right back up. Mondo with a reversal. A kick right back. Up and around. We saw this earlier. It is Hope's Peak. Into the pinfall. Makoto may be having a true underdog story. Lifted right back up. But reversal of the signature leaves Makoto in incredible danger. Lifted up on the shoulders. Has him right where he wants him. Turns him around face first onto that top turnbuckle. And kicks him right in the chest. Mondo looks like he's going running flexes at Makoto. Shows off every one of those arm muscles. Knee strike right to the throat. Lifting Makoto right back up. Punches him a couple times. And hits a standard suplex on an already hurt back of the Lucky One. Lucky Boy's luck may be running out. He's groggy on his feet, gets turned around, but steps out of the way. Punch right to Mondo, now hitting some combinations, but Mondo too strong. And it's Makoto right back, able to catch his arm. Turns him around. And what is this? Drops him. But unable to capitalize because he is so beat up. Makoto does have a chance to win this fight. Count of 5, but look at that, taken down. He might be trying to win this thing by count out. Or maybe not. Tosses Mondo back into the ring. And he's going top rope. Mondo turns himself around. We're at a count of 8. Elbow drop of Mondo rolls out of the way. Steps onto the top rope himself, but Makoto sends him down. And catches him. And Makoto looks like he's fired up now. Goes underneath and he's coming back against Mondo. Kick to the head. He's got a signature. He's got a finisher. He's in the corner. Lifts him up, slams him down. This may be the end of this incredible back and forth exchange. Will luck prevail? Don, gone, Rana. 1, 2, 3. Naegi has just put away Mondo, the All-Star Champion. That's Q-Taro Burger Berg. I think he may have just made his choice. Q-Taro Burger Berg is going after the AWE Champion. I don't know why all of the arena backgrounds changed to saying FXXX. But that's a no-no word, so I will not be saying that live on television. I've almost had that flub before. Almost got taken off the air. Anywho, that is AWE Rebellion. It looks like Q-Taro has made his choice after a fantastic main event. In fact, it was actually a very good night of action all around. A lot of great matches, a great performance on everyone's account. Makoto and Mondo had a great match. Merrin and Mona had a great match. Von Karma and Sherazard had a great match against Camilla and Queen. Neo and Miku had a great match, and all 5 of these gentlemen had a great match as well. What can I say except, hey, what a strong rebellion. Even with the man himself out of commission, we still had a great show in his honor. We're gonna keep doing that, especially next week when we hit OC Revolution. The crowd roared and boos for Q-Taro after his attack on the champion, using Makoto's own title to strike him. Unnecessary aggression, absolute disrespect delivered has shown that this rival's plan to absolutely crush the champion. Merrin defended her title. I don't think that's true. I don't think it was a title match. I don't think so. But if it was, then you could have fooled me. Camilla suffered a minor injury, but so did Von Karma. Deity Miku took the win tonight and offered a handshake rather to her opponent in an admirable display of respect and sportsmanship. Neo slapped her hand away and left the ring, taking the loss hard with frustration clear on her face. Neo also injured. Ryoma also injured. And Merrin is the AW champion, but I think I already knew that. That is our show. I believe we click next show. Which I don't even think is a rebellion, because I don't think there's a rebellion next week. So this would have been it, I suppose. These two, and these ones, and these two, and these three, and those two would have been your show. That is, however, not the show. And I'm here. Ladies and gentlemen. This is AW Rebellion. I am taking off. Next week is OC Revolution, so be here around 1 p.m. Eastern time to see all of your OCs do battle for the OC Championships, the OC Tag Team Championships, all around. Gonna be a fantastic time. And hey, we'll see which OCs head to the Rumble this year. I'm excited to find out. Hey, and that is AWE Rebellion. Have a fantastic night, noon, morning, or evening. Sayonara. I hope our paths do cross again. But should they not, we have the memories to last a lifetime. Take care. I'm taking off. Like Avi would say, Toodaloo Flight Crew, thank you for watching.